It was 2017. I'd gotten my Fund for Teachers grant. I was all over the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. And thanks to Claude, who works at the UN in Europe for human rights and who began in the area of Roma rights, Claude had set me up with a friend of his who was an Irish traveler and also a lawyer, David Joyce. And David's assignment from me and Claude and from my colleague David was to teach us his version of the Easter Uprising of 1916 when the Irish rebels took over the post office and most of the town in the city of Dublin. And this led eventually to the Irish Civil War, to partition, to all sorts of things. And so we were really excited to meet this Irish traveler lawyer, and he was excited to meet us because he loves to talk about Easter 1916, and he walked us around talking to us about it. And we had gone to the GPO Museum, the General Post Office Museum, right? And we had learned about this, and we had been studying this for a long time. But David personalized it for us, and he talked about how with the Irish rebels, there's this strain of the romantic rebel who's epitomized by Patrick Pearse. And that's not David Joyce's strain. His strain is the James Connolly strain of the Irish Rebellion, the working man's rebellion. And so he was telling us all about this. And we knew that night we were going to go to a place called the Cobblestone because Sam Shepard had just died, and Patti Smith had said that when she was in Ireland with Sam Shepard, he took her to his favorite pub in the world, the Cobblestone, and they heard the music there. So we said, we have to go to the Cobblestone before we leave Dublin. So we're doing the Cobblestone tonight, and we're doing the Easter Uprising during the day. And then David Joyce said to us, but you know what? I can't be with you in the afternoon because it's the hurling semifinals at Croke Park. And we said, we got to go to that. We need to experience that. So we had our grant money, and we were like, this is cultural enrichment. We're going to go. So we go to David Joyce's house, which is right in Drumcondra. It's like right near Croke Park, and we have he converts my colleague David, who had only in his life ever drunk American roast Dunkin' Donuts coffee. He converts him to stovetop espresso in the course of a single afternoon. This man was powerful in our lives. And he said, okay, so we're going to go to Croke Park and we're going to watch the hurling. He's like, it's very simple. You run down the field. You can take 3 steps holding the ball. After that, you have to balance it on your paddle or you have to hit it. If you hit it between the goalposts, it's 1 point. If you hit it into the goal mouth, it's 3 points. And I sat there saying, 39 years ago, some guy did not explain that this is such a simple and exciting and fun game. So I learned all the rules of hurling. We're there, rooting for Galway. Croke Park holds 80,000 people. We were way up in the nosebleeds at the top of the park. I should also say about Croke Park that the men's room is in Gaelic. It says fear on it, or far maybe, but it looks like the name it's spelled fear, right? And there's a good reason for that besides the Gaelic, I think, because at Croke Park, the game of hurling is so fast that everyone goes to pee at the same time, much like Songs and Stories. So, yeah, everyone's waiting for halftime to pee. So what it is, it's a line of men, and you step up to the trough together, and you all pee side by side. Your shoulder is rubbing against the shoulder of the guy next to you, and you pee, and then you go back. And then there's a line behind that, and they come up and they pee, and you're really nervous that someone's going to pee on you while you're peeing. So that's just an aside about hurling and peeing and fear. But anyway, so we're at Croke Park, and it's striking. We'll do anything with this. This man is incredible to us. And that night, we go to the Cobblestone, and it's incredible. Professional level musicians who have accompanied Sam Shepard in all his plays when he's in Dublin, and they play in the corner of the bar, right near the door. They play on this couch, and it's like a holy place. Like the rest of the bar, it might be chatty and stuff, and they do encourage people from all different countries to like get together and hang out and chat and make friends. But when you're in the musician's corner, you're focused on the music, right? And it was incredible, and it was beautiful, and helped along also by, they pour a really, really big shot of Jameson's. And then after the Jamesons, you have your Guinness, and the music was incredible, and people of all ages are just enjoying it and chatting and listening to the music, and it was just so great. After we left Dublin, we went to Galway, we went up the coast, Donegal, we went to the Giant's Causeway, we came down, we went to Belfast, and when we were in Belfast, it was getting towards the end of our trip, and we knew we had to fly out of Dublin a day later. And I said, we gotta go to the Cobblestone. We're going back to Dublin. We're gonna be at the airport. We gotta go to the Cobblestone tonight. And I'm gonna sing. Now, I'm not anywhere near a good singer. But I just felt like I've gotta sing. And so my colleague was like, yes, tonight you will sing at the Cobblestone. So we're there and we have a few drinks. And what happens at the Cobblestone is these incredible musicians come through and they just hang out there. So they walk in the door, and the owner who's sitting with his guitar, this owner who's a guy who says things like, oh yeah, Patti Smith, she's a nice girl, I haven't seen her in a while. He watches these musicians come in and he offers them to play a song. So a guy comes in and he says, hey, play a song with us. And the guy says, oh, not tonight. And I go, I'll sing a song. And they go, okay, sure, what do you sing? And I'll say, do you know the green fields of France? And they say, of course we know the green fields of France. So I sit down with them, and they're like, you have to start it. The song starts with singing, and then we start playing. And I was like, oh, can you play a little? And then I'll sort of jump in. He's like, no, you got to start it. And so I'm singing, how do you do, young Willie McBride? Do you mind if I sit here down by your graveside and rest for a while in the warm summer sun? I've been working all day, and I'm nearly done. I can see by your gravestone you were only 19 when you joined the Great Army in 1916. I hope you died well, and I hope you died clean, or Willie McBride, was it slow and obscene? So I'm singing that much, and then it turns out that this is a song with like 4 or 5 verses. So there's a woman who's like actually a really good singer, and she's like singing it, and she's going, like beckoning me to sing. And the whole thing is captured on my friend David's cell phone, this video where you're hearing the clanking of the glasses, you can't hear me singing. So it looks really good, right? It looks like I'm doing a really great job. And at the end, the owner reaches across his guitar and shakes my hand. This incredible professional musician of the Cobblestone reaches over his guitar and shakes my hand. And you can't hear what he said to me because it's kind of loud in the bar. But what he actually said was, well, at least you tried. So, at least I tried. I am Jewish on all 4 sides of my family. My family comes from places like Dnipropetrovsk, right, and small towns outside of Warsaw, Poland. I do not have a cell in my body that was created anywhere near the British Isles. And yet, there's something that keeps drawing me back to Ireland. And once I was asked to draw the parts of my identity on a 6-petal flower. And in this exercise, I was asked to fold back petals as I went. And it was that's a very hard exercise. It gets very hard to fold back those petals towards the end. But the petal that I was left with at the very end on that particular day was storyteller. And I think if you're a storyteller, then you're somehow in the family of that incredible island of storytelling that is Ireland. And when I did the story of Glenn, I've heard those drums all my life. When I did that in New Orleans, I was accompanied by Colm McNimray, you remember, Colm McNimray of the Swell Season, right? If you've ever seen the film Once, he's from that band. And he accompanied me on fiddle playing Irish songs while I told my story. And then afterwards, I saw him at a bar in New Orleans, and he was like coming up to me, and he was just like so taken with my story. And I said, I'm a little embarrassed. I'm like this Jewish guy who tells these Irish stories. I don't know. And he goes, you're in the frequency. So I'm going to leave you with that. Good night.